Does it worry you at all
Yeah.
going out there? I mean, do you ever get to a point where you're like, I don't know if I'm going to make it out of here? You know, a lot of researchers, they get into situations to where, and I've talked to them privately about it. Rarely do they ever talk about it publicly. And if you don't want to, it's okay. You can just say next question. Yeah, I got thick skin.
Pass.
Pass. Okay.
No, it's fine, man. It's
Does
fine.
it worry you at all going out there though? I mean, does it? I mean, I'd like to be a big tough guy and say that these things don't terrify me, but they do. They really do terrify me. And I would love to say differently. And I have gone out and looked for them, but they do terrify me.
Yeah. Well, yes, and let me be really clear. They do terrify me as well. Um, like I lived in Mexico for a couple of years, and there's wild dogs down there that I was bit. Like I was bit 10 times while I lived down there, and I just learned to be scared of dogs. And so when I came back to the U.S., I was scared of dogs for a while, you know, and and so that's kind of how I'll talk about how I'm scared, because I am scared. If Sasquatch is angry, if they want you out, you will have the most terrifying, horrific, fearful moments of your entire life, and it is just as horrifying as people say. It's horrifying on a whole different level. Like I've been charged by moose and deer and badgers and stuff. I've been charged by moose at night in the dark, and it's horrifying to look up and you can see, because moose's eyes, they glow when you have a light on them, but they're so dark you really can't see anything else. You see all this racket, and then you see these glowing eyes just coming right at you. That's horrifying, but it's not the same type of fear that Sasquatch can put into you. I mean, these guys are, somehow they have the ability to just absolutely give you this sense of death, of dread, just absolute dread, and it's a horrible feeling. It's horrible, and there have been times, and I'll go ahead and share this one. I don't think I've ever shared it before. There have been two times in particular that I actually. It's a good thing that my wife isn't here right now. she's at her parents' house, but there's a couple times that I really did believe that I wasn't going to make it out of there. In fact, one time I had to go down these switchbacks, and I was caught up on top of a mountain in the dark, and I was trying to keep my dogs close to me, but they were whistling, or they were breaking branches or throwing things, and so my dogs were totally keyed in. So my dogs kept running away from me. It's almost like they were trying to get my dogs away from me, so they could just basically scare the hell out of me, you know. So I'm going down this thing. They're making all these scary noises. They're stomping, and they're getting closer and closer. And there's three of them, and they're totally flanking me, surrounding me. And I pulled out my phone, and I was gonna call my wife. And I was literally, I mean, this is kind of a personal story, but I was literally going to say my goodbyes. And I mean, I'm telling you, this is a hard story to talk about, because that was a tough moment. I mean, it's past the point of fear.